Welcome to Hero Villains, and we sincerely thank you for always following and supporting the channel. Who do you believe would emerge victorious when Odin faces Highfather? A clash where divine power reaches the very threshold of infinity. Odin is the ultimate king of Asgard, an entity possessing wisdom, experience, and strength that far exceeds most other deities. He is not only a grand warrior, but also a master sorcerer who commands the Odinforce, a nearly limitless energy source capable of manipulating matter, energy, and reality itself on a cosmic scale. Odin is stood against ancient entities, sealing away cataclysmic threats and upholding order throughout the many millennia. Highfather, whose true name is Izaya, is the leader of New Genesis and represents the light that opposes Darkseid. He possesses transcendent intellect and a connection to the source, the ultimate origin of the DC universe. Highfather is more than a sagely leader, for he is a being who can manipulate cosmic energy, teleport through space, and battle the strongest new gods as an equal. His power is defined by balance and control, allowing him to face multiversal threats with absolute composure. Before we dive deep into our analysis, please press the subscribe button and remember to turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. We thank you very much. Odin emerged from the ancient dawn of time, the son of the god Bor and the giantess Besla in Norse mythology. A monumental event shaped his path when his father was frozen to death. Instead of seeking to save his progenitor, Odin chose to seize power and quickly became the supreme ruler of Asgard, a god who always placed order and authority above all personal emotion. Through countless eras and cycles of existence that lasted nearly forever, Odin accumulated knowledge and power far beyond any entity in the divine realm. He is the creator and owner of terrifying artifacts, items powerful enough to make even the greatest conquerors bow in respect or tremble before his authority. The true strength of Odin is the Odinforce, also known as the power of the Allfather. This mystical energy elevated him to the highest peak among the Asgardian gods. This source of power was forged from the sacrifice of his brothers Vili and Ve, who offered their life force to merge with Odin to create a nearly infinite power. When passed to Thor, this strength is called the Thor Force, yet its essence remains the ultimate power originating from Odin. However, to maintain the stability of this massive power, Odin must perform the Odin Sleep, a sacred state of rest that occurs annually. During this time, his body regenerates energy and maintains his immortality, ensuring that his power never fades. Odin also wields the sword Ragnarok, an iconic weapon that carries a terrifying prophecy. This blade was created millions of years ago by combining the power of 9 legendary rings, artifacts bound to the ancient power of the universe. Ragnarok is not merely a weapon, but the embodiment of destiny, for it is believed that if this sword is drawn from its sheath, the end of the world will be instantly triggered. This makes it one of the most dangerous treasures in existence, reflecting the sheer scale of the power Odin holds. Odin is also a symbol of wisdom and sacrifice. He once traded an eye to gain infinite knowledge from the Well of Mimir, an act showing his willingness to pay a heavy price for ultimate understanding. The power of his sword was clearly shown when its blade could cleave Yggdrasil, the world tree that connects all of reality, a structure spanning both space and time. It possesses the power to erase the entire 9 realms. Alongside that, the legend of Mjolnir is also deeply marked by power and fate. In ancient times, a massive storm called the God Tempest appeared, a storm the size of a galaxy that headed straight for Asgard to destroy the kingdom and its divine inhabitants. Facing this threat, Odin stood alone to confront it, beginning a battle that lasted many days between the Allfather and the primal power of the universe. Finally, Odin triumphed and sealed the entire storm into a block of Uru metal, a gift from the dwarves of Nidavellir after he saved them from a troll attack. From that sealed energy, Odin commanded the master dwarves to forge a new weapon. They used a forge heated by the sun, combining master craftsmanship with the raw power of the imprisoned storm. The result was Mjolnir, a hammer that not only carries destructive force, but also contains the soul of a natural power that once threatened the entire universe. The destroyer armor of Odin was born during a turbulent period when the third celestial host arrived on Earth. In that situation, three powerful entities from the Council of Godheads, including Odin, Zeus, and Vishnu, decided to directly confront the cosmic celestials and even sought to harm Ereshkigal, the prime judge. Odin had silently prepared a decisive countermeasure. He entrusted this monumental task to the master craftsmen of the dwarven race, the most exceptionally skilled artisans in all the 9 realms, with the singular goal of creating a warrior possessing power that transcends every known limit. The magnificent result of this labor was the Destroyer, a legendary entity forged as a suit of armor that Odin himself could inhabit. When merged with this armor, Odin's strength is amplified to a near unstoppable degree, transforming him into a force capable of standing against threats that loom over the entire cosmos. Odin is not merely a king, but a battle-hardened warrior who has endured thousands of years of warfare. He once struck down Surtur, the fire entity, whose dark ambition was to incinerate the whole multiverse, and sealed away the eternal flame to halt the spreading catastrophe. He even tore the 10th realm away from the world tree, isolating it within a prison dimension of its own structure. Odin's most savage battle erupted against Seth, the god of death, a confrontation that raged across every plane of existence. The tremors from this clash were powerful enough to fracture the very fabric of the multiverse, ripping through space and annihilating galaxies, yet simultaneously sparking the rebirth of dead stars. Odin also overcame Uthana Thoth, a being who maintained universal stability through gravity control technology, even while Odin was besieged by numerous forces at the same time. He overwhelmed the Silver Surfer in direct combat and stood his ground against Thanos without a single flinch, even managing to leave Galactus stunned with a devastating frontal assault. The sheer scale of Odin's power was further revealed in his struggle against infinity. He wrought destruction across a galaxy, only to restore every ounce of damage in a heartbeat, proving his absolute command over both ruin and restoration. He is the one who forged the Odin Sword, a weapon whispered to be capable of ending all of existence, and he successfully shackled the Fenris Wolf, a beast of unfathomable destructive might. Odin once moved the entire population of Earth to another dimension just to ensure their safety, and displayed a mastery over time that borders on the absolute. Furthermore, he demonstrated peerless leadership by guiding Asgard to war against the Celestials while wielding the Destroyer armor. He conquered the frost giant races and has tirelessly guarded the 9 realms against an endless tide of cosmic horrors. I truly hope that you will subscribe to our channel, as it would mean the world to us. You are truly the most wonderful person, and we thank you so very much. Now let us speak of Highfather. Highfather is a member of the Quintessence, a gathering of entities who represent the ultimate authority throughout the entire DC multiverse. Each individual within this group does not merely possess superior strength, but serves as a symbol for the fundamental forces or the foundational order of the universe. Some members represent their specific race, while others are the embodiment of existential principles that demand absolute respect. For instance, Ganthet represents the Guardians of Oa, the Phantom Stranger is bound to the will of the Presence, and Zeus is the icon of ancient magical forces. Highfather's presence in this assembly proves that his status goes far beyond personal power, for he represents a much higher order. Even though the wizard Shazam has a direct link to the Rock of Eternity, the heart of all magic in the multiverse, allowing him to coordinate magical energy on such a massive scale that even the Spectre, an entity granted nearly infinite power, finds him difficult to destroy. Meanwhile, Highfather is not only recognized as one of the most powerful deities, but is the chosen individual of the Source. He was bestowed with the Wonder Staff, a miraculous artifact containing primal energy that transcends all common concepts. With this staff, Highfather can manipulate energy at a fundamental level, allowing him to confront and overwhelm almost any force within the multiverse. His power does not come from raw strength alone, but from a direct connection to the origin of all existence, helping him maintain a state of being that is nearly impossible to defeat. Highfather is not merely a warrior or a god, but the embodiment of order, wisdom, and cosmic balance. He acts with a long-term vision, always weighing the consequences of every decision for the entire system of existence. Highfather's Wonder Staff is one of the most powerful artifacts ever to exist, because its source of power stems directly from the source. Hidden within the staff is a portion of the life equation, the polar opposite of the anti-life equation, representing will, freedom, and the ability to shape reality in a positive direction. Therefore, its power far exceeds what ordinary gods can achieve, to the point that even divine entities from different realms, who understand each other and the system of cosmic power well, must admit that very few powers can compare. When wielding the staff, Highfather can reach a state of unified power with leading gods like Zeus, Odin, and Ares, thereby creating a singular entity possessing combined strength at a level beyond all limits. This ability is not just about amplification, it allows him to coordinate divine energy with precision and efficiency, making him the focal point of many different power sources. Consequently, Highfather is nearly invincible in direct confrontations with entities of his own caliber. The staff itself possesses an absolute protection mechanism. Anyone who attempts to touch it without proper protection will be instantly destroyed, showing the dangerous level of the energy it contains. This power was clearly demonstrated when Highfather used the staff to annihilate 6 empowered avatars of Darkseid, an achievement equivalent to defeating multiple extreme versions of the same entity at the exact same time. Even when existing only under the name Izaya, the successor to the title of Highfather, he still possessed the strength to single-handedly hold back the entire forces of Apocalypse, one of the most aggressive and dangerous empires in the universe. This monumental achievement shows that his power does not rely solely on a title or status, but instead originates from his very essence and personal will. When Highfather was afflicted by a madness actually created by Darkseid, Orion attempted to persuade him, yet he only received a threat as Highfather easily created a universe filled with suffering and banished Orion there. Highfather possesses the incredible ability to transmit his will to every layer of existence throughout the multiverse, as if his thoughts could resonate across space, time, and the dimensions of reality. This power is bound to the Alpha effect, a form of energy that stands in absolute opposition to the Omega effect. If the Omega effect represents the absolute end and the capacity to erase an entity from existence, then the Alpha effect possesses the nature of rebirth and restoration, allowing for the recovery of even that which has been completely deleted. Through this, Highfather can weaken other gods by draining their power, or conversely, restore the energy of his allies whenever it is needed. However, the Alpha effect is an extremely rare power, and almost no entity can fully harness its potential due to its infinite nature that lies beyond complete control. A true testament to Highfather's power is his ability to pull Orion from the source wall, an absolute boundary of the universe that very few entities can ever hope to affect. Highfather further demonstrated the qualities of a leader and a father when he gave his adopted son Orion, the biological child of Darkseid, the source of the Astro Force. This energy source has the capacity to amplify the user's power to nearly infinite levels, helping Orion become one of the most formidable warriors in existence. Even when Highfather no longer held his staff and was near death, he passed his remaining strength to Superman and Supergirl. That very power helped them eliminate every weakness and elevated both of them to a level equal to Darkseid himself. Thanks to the power Highfather bestowed, both Superman and Supergirl were no longer restrained by red sunlight, and kryptonite could no longer harm them. This included the blazing red light that Darkseid had once used to defeat them. As you can see, Highfather is a high-tier multiversal entity. He can create universes even more easily than Franklin Richards, and he can tap into even more colossal energy sources than one could imagine. The Alpha effect alone allows him to harness a portion of infinity itself. He even gave his adopted son, who is the child of his greatest enemy, a power that allows Orion to increase his own strength to near infinite levels. That alone is enough to prove that he has done far more than what Marvel's Odin ever did for Loki. Although Marvel's Odin likes to call himself the All-Father and the most powerful god, the reality is that he is not the most powerful deity. In a direct confrontation between Odin and Highfather, the overall advantage tilts toward Odin when considering the sheer number and the raw impact of his legendary feats. He has not only faced, but utterly overwhelmed cosmic-level entities such as Galactus, Surtur, and Seth. These engagements were far more than standard duels, for they sent tremors vibrating through the very fabric of the multiverse, demonstrating a capacity to directly impact the foundations of existence. The Odinforce grants him a comprehensive power system, allowing for a seamless blend of magic, matter, energy, and even the manipulation of time, which provides a decisive advantage in complex combat scenarios. Meanwhile, Highfather commands power on a multiversal scale, largely channeled through his profound connection with Darkseid and the Source. However, his combat style leans more toward maintaining balance and control rather than unleashing overwhelming destructive assaults. The Alpha effect, while incredibly potent, focuses on regeneration, restoration, and the adjustment of energy instead of maximizing offensive impact. This makes Highfather uniquely dangerous in stable environments or long-term strategies, yet somewhat limited when entering a pure war of direct offense. The prevailing view often leans toward Odin when placing these two legends into a merciless battle. The reason lies not only in raw power, but in his practical combat experience spanning countless millennia. Odin is accustomed to direct confrontation, making rapid decisions and utilizing every available resource to end a fight. Conversely, Highfather excels at upholding the cosmic structure and coordinating power on a grand scale, roles better suited for balance than for total destruction. Should an actual battle erupt, it would be a confrontation of legends, stretching across multiple dimensions and causing profound shifts in the structure of reality. Layers of space would be torn asunder, cosmic energy would be stirred into a frenzy, and the order of existence would be tested to its absolute limit. Nevertheless, with his diverse arsenal and proven combat spirit forged in countless wars, Odin is most likely to be the one standing at the end. He would grip Gungnir tightly as a symbol of his authority, declaring the eternal nature of Asgard and affirming his status as an All-Father who cannot be easily replaced. On the whole, Odin holds a higher probability of victory, approximately $7 over 10 times, thanks to the combination of his comprehensive power and superior battlefield experience. I hope you enjoyed this clash, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Follow me if you liked this content. That is our video for today. Thank you so very much.